Welcome to the offseason, NBA fans. This is Zero Gravity, Apollo Media's NBA podcast, brought to you by Big City Wings, Houston's wing joint, Apollo's wing joint. Go check them out today if you're in the Houston area, and go check out Prize Picks, daily fantasy app. It's a DFS app. Prize Picks is delightful. Use code Apollo when you sign up and get up to $100 matched on your first deposit. Prize Picks is a daily fantasy app, like I said, where you hit more or less on every stat, every player, every night, every game. And right now we're in the dog days of summer. What better use of time than to use Prize Picks every day? Just go there and do some picks on the MLB all the time, every day. Use code Apollo when you sign up and get up to $100 match. Thank you for sponsoring this episode, Prize Picks and Big City Wings. I am joined always by Josh Garcia. How are you doing, bud? It's summer break.
Man, it's beautiful. Happy summer. Just came back from a little vacay. Looks like you're on a little vacay as well. You are peak Southern style living right there. You're like straight out of an HGTV magazine.
I'm back in the deep South. I'm in Georgia. I have the need for NCAA football more than anything in my life right now. I need SEC football in my life.
Yes, the next month of my life is going to be incredible. Just waiting. Thank God we have the draft. Thank God we have the Euros, the Copas, the everything.
Yeah.
I'm forgetting a major event there somewhere, but man,
Olympics.
we're here. The Olympics. There it is. Duh.
Yeah.
Completely just disregarding all my regard for human life as we are in the dog days of summer here. Hit about 4 baseball games in Chicago. Really just felt how awful the offenses are in the MLB. I don't know what it is. The balls are dead. Make the balls juiced again. And just glad to talk ball. Glad to hear your raw thoughts, emotions post NBA Finals. Of course, we would have loved to win there, but you made it. You did something the Rockets haven't done in 30 years. And I'm just glad that I can stop acting like a Mavericks fan, because if I was public about that on Twitter, I would be persecuted online. And I'm kind of done playing that facade. I hate Boston that much that I'm like, Dallas winning wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing. So I'm glad I'm back down to earth. And maybe the Rockets can be competitive enough to where I can have a genuine disdain for the Dallas Mavericks again.
Yeah, and we'll talk about the Houston Rockets here in a minute after we digest the finals. So obviously, I'm a Dallas Mavericks fan and just watched my team in the NBA Finals, which is always a pleasure. If you have a shot and you're one of the last two teams standing in your respective sport and your favorite team is there, it's a blast. The week leading up to the finals, I was like, this is incredible. We had 10 days or whatever it was before the finals. It was brutal how long. And then we had a break before the finals. So I'm just sitting there every day consuming content. Give me all the finals merch. Do it all. I don't care. This is the best. And then immediately go down 3-0. And it was a dark place. It's a real dark place. Obviously, they have the one game in game 4 where they win. They avoid the sweep. And this is what made it really hard, is that Mavericks Twitter decided to basically copy the LeBron meme, the down 3-1 with the sunglasses and the headphones during the interview, and it says no team has ever come back from a 3-1 deficit in the finals. In 2016, obviously, LeBron goes on to win the finals. That was the picture. Someone recreated it and put Luka on there with sunglasses and his 3-piece suit that he wears and the headphones and whatnot. And the entirety of Mavs Twitter, like journalists, brands were changing their profile picture. It was a glorious time. It was a top 5 moment on Mavs Twitter leading up to Game 5, and it was over in a quarter, essentially. Like, there was just no shot. And the new Twitter, or X.com, thanks to Elon, if you change your profile picture, you're stuck with it for days on end.
Really?
Until they review your profile. So, like, you can change it immediately, kind of almost whenever. But as soon as you change it, they have to review your account and profile, which doesn't make any sense. Because if I'm changing it to Luka Doncic, and there's thousands of Luka Doncic profile pictures with the sunglasses and headphones, what are you what are you looking at? What are you trying to approve? It doesn't make any sense. But pretty much all of Mavs Twitter was just down in the dumps after that game. One, because their team lost in the finals, and then everyone was stuck with that profile picture for at least 48 hours post making it their profile picture. It's a disaster. There's still FC Dallas accounts that I follow. All of them are still Luka. People can't change them still. They haven't even looked at, if you have Twitter Blue or whatever it's called, Premium, which does sound like a porn site. Premium X.
Oh, there it is. Yeah,
Premium
sure.
X is a crazy, crazy way to just say Twitter Blue. But Twitter
Oh, this is
Blue,
off-season talk right now.
yeah, if you had
Yeah.
it, then it got reviewed quicker, but it still took 48 hours. So I was stuck with it for 2 days after the game. It was brutal. The season's over. The Boston Celtics were a much better put together team. They've been together all season. Obviously, Porzingis was hurt during the playoffs, but he played a majority of the season, logged a lot of minutes there. Like, they didn't have any pieces that they had to add at the deadline that were pivotal to their success. They had probably the best player in the series, Jaylen Brown. I mean, he didn't score as many points as Luka did, but I guess he didn't have to do as much as Luka necessarily did. Kyrie stunk. The role players kind of stunk. Derek Lively had 2 games. Like, it was a case of not showing up for the moment and being injured and not having the team together for an entire season. So it was a successful season in the fact that you didn't think, everyone did not pick the Mavericks to even make the top 8 in the West. Like, every big head, ESPN, NBA.com, like, every person was like, yeah, the Mavericks aren't even close to this list. Didn't even pick them top 8. Some of them didn't even pick them to make the play-in. And when you get the 5th seed in the West, you beat the number 1 seed, the 4 seed Clippers, you finally get over that hump, and you beat the number 1 defense in the NBA. Successful season. I'll take it. It sucks, but season's over. The Mavericks are done. Boston won a title, and I've escaped to Georgia. I fled the state of Texas. This is what happened. I got to Georgia last night, back in the deep south. I'm not paying attention to sports.
No.
For the next 2 weeks. I'm just
did
not. I'm going to hit some golf balls. I'm going to go surfing on the lake.
Oh,
I'm going to get tan, and I'm going to drink heavily for the next 2 weeks.
beautiful.
And I'm going to work, but I'm going to do all of those things. But
that's a Southern lifestyle that we all strive to want, need, and feel every day. Living in Texas, you can only do so much unless you're like directly out in nature. I hit some golf balls yesterday. Probably hit about 100 in 100 strokes in about 13 holes.
there we go.
We're making
Progress.
Progress is linear, right? But sometimes that line can get a little stagnant. So we're doing what we can. We're out in the sun. We're beating the heat. We're just trying to stay busy because
We are.
this is going to be a weird little month, like we mentioned. I'm glad that you escaped to Georgia, as you put it, which is a great excerpt of just a piece of your mind. I think that your little setup you got going on here. I'm telling you, this is like you are just in the middle of a reality TV show, and you're the star. And you need to treat every day, every week, every minute as if you are that, because we're outside of this Mavericks season. We're outside of this NBA season. You need to hone in on your life, own your life, hit as many golf balls as you can, hit them straight, hit them hard, and be a good man to the people you love. And that is just not to you, Stone, but the viewers as well. We're going to be in a weird situation here. We got the draft coming up here in a minute. We'll get into that in a minute. But this is the summer of growth, boys. We're here to be better versions of ourselves, be the best versions of ourselves. And we're just glad that basketball can catapult us into that, because if we got a 7-game series, I don't think I would have shut up about it until maybe early July at least.
Yeah. Game 7 would have been tonight. This is Sunday, June 23rd when we're recording this. Game 7 literally would have been tonight. I could have watched it outside looking at the lake and the game, or I could have gone to a really big screen, watched it in there, like had my choices, and didn't get that at all. And now I'm going to avoid sports other than I'm going to watch the College World Series. I watched a little bit last night. I'm going to tune in again tonight. Hopefully Texas A&M doesn't take it out. I'm going to tune in the College World Series, and then I'm probably just not going to pay attention to sports except for where Bronny James is going to get drafted, aka Dallas. So welcome to Dallas, LeBron.
Oh, the Bill Simmons moment. Yeah, the Bill Simmons moment where you just say, let's hold him hostage. Let's post-championship, let's hold a man hostage. That is not only greed, but that is a scary form of communication, telling people, hey, we're going to do this. Not an ideal look. Not that Bill Simmons has ever really had an ideal look, but you're still listening, pal, as well as millions of other people. So it's time that we look in the mirror, and maybe we should blame ourselves.
So I haven't listened since Game 2 of the finals. Like, I don't think I've tuned in to Bill, because I was like,
it's like I can't. 2 weeks.
Right, but I can't like hear him just gloat about the Celtics and Russillo try to talk him off of a ledge that he doesn't need to be on, and Bill being nihilistic and also like the most confident person of all time in his team. It's like, pick a side, bud. Like, be nihilistic or just be overconfident. I don't care which one it is. Just pick one. You can't be both. So I stopped listening because I couldn't bear to stand more like content in my ears or on my eyes like during the finals, because finals coverage was terrible. Talking about where's LeBron going to go? Kendrick Perkins is unfollowed by LeBron. Where's Paul George going to go? Why is Joel Embiid on set? Like, just all of the things that ESPN did during the finals broadcast was atrocious. Like, it didn't even feel like the NBA finals. A lot of people were saying that there's no finals logo on the court. It was very auraless, as they're saying, finals.
Oh, brother. Happy summer.
It was. It didn't seem, because if you watch like a 2012 finals game, LeBron versus KD, they did all the intros on TV. They had the finals logos on the court. Just felt different. I don't know what it was this year. Maybe it's because I had to go against Bill Simmons and I didn't feel good about it. But yeah, him saying that he's going to hold Bronny James hostage with the Celtics is. Why aren't you talking about Banner 18? Like, just talk about that for the next how many ever months until you have to watch the Patriots just get fucking pummeled in week one. Like, talk about that till September, and then you take 4 weeks off. Talk about the Patriots, and then all of a sudden NBA season's back and you're defending champs and whatever. You could talk about that. He's insane. I love him tremendously. It's incredible. It takes work to be that good. Yeah. It takes a lot of work to be that good,
especially now in a visualized media age. He can just go out on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcast, not sponsored, and just shoot from the hip. It's like he has a sharpshooter. He is the sharpshooter. He's like Kyle Korver in the playoffs. Like, every time he puts it up, it's going in. It doesn't matter how crazy he says it, but damn it, he's going to be confident about it. And in his brain, it's going to make sense. So you're going to conceive it as, oh, this makes sense because he said it this way. And I think Bill Simmons would be a great cult leader one day.
I'd join just to see what's going on.
Exactly. See, the curiosity sparks the mind, and yeah, I'd ponder it too if I were.
I don't think I'd follow him to the ends of the earth, but I might just tag along for a month and just see what's going on here. You know, a month may be really long. Maybe to do 2 weeks, 14 days. That'd be fine. But speaking of the draft is heading up this week. So slightly biased, tweeted this out. He has no idea what's going on in the slop rumors and the draft rumors. Like, not a clue, because our team was in the NBA Finals. So we were just so tuned out of literally every drama-filled story that the NBA provides during the offseason. We weren't fans of all the other 28 teams that weren't in the playoffs, so they had something else to focus on. We were focused on the finals. And now I'm like, I don't even know where to begin. So, Josh, if you could, walk me through the draft. Like, who do you want on the Rockets? What do you want the Rockets to really do? I know we just did this on Summit State of Mind yesterday, you and the boys. So go check that out on YouTube or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all the things. Summit State of Mind, latest episode. Go check them out. Hit the subscribe button. They do awesome work over there, and Josh is going to probably make some more appearances on there during next season. So walk me through what you want the Rockets to do, and like sleepers. What do I need to know heading into the draft? It's this week, right?
Yes, it is this Wednesday and Thursday. They're doing a one round. I don't like it.
Just don't even televise round 2. Don't care.
Oh, but then what are we gonna do? Bronny James isn't gonna get his moment. Come on.
You just stream it on something like Amazon Prime. You just move it over to Amazon Prime and take $100 million.
Sure. $100 million deal for the round 2.
I don't know. Amazon's like, it's blood money. I don't know.
It is. Yeah, this is the Americanized version of Saudi Arabian money. It's like, okay, let me be careful. Anyway,
it is what it is.
I'm going no pen, no pad, no paper. I'm just shooting from the hip like Bill Simmons does. And
no notes.
My first thought for, let's just start with the Houston Rockets. You could easily go Klingon here. Klingon is the pro-ready guy. He is the guy who can come in and almost be like and I hate to comp this because maybe I'm, again, shooting from the hip and totally wrong. He gives me like a white LaMarcus Aldridge vibe, kind of, but more like post-dominant. And I kind of like the NBA readiness of the guy. It's like a risk-free investment. Like I said on Summit State of Mind, it's like you're investing into Apple, not gambling advice. Like you're investing into Apple. You know what you're getting. You know what's happening. Um, I think he is the most pro-ready player who's not going to be a bust. But if you're the Rockets, you can afford to have a long-term project kind of almost stashed in your system, because we have a 9 to 11 man rotation right now of pretty much young guys besides Dylan Brooks, potentially Steven Adams, Fred VanVleet, Jeff Green if he resigns, etc. So my immediate thoughts, and I've been saying this for months, and I wasn't able to say it on Summit State of Mind. I kind of said it in passing, but maybe I wasn't clear enough. How about we just trade back, get Rob Dillingham at 9, 10, 11, wherever he ends up falling, and just make him a project. Or best case scenario, Klingon goes 1, and let's say, I don't know, somebody else goes to, Castle goes 2, or anyone but Alexander Sarr goes 2. Let's say Sarr falls to 3 to us, and we can fully develop another foreign-born player, foreign-born project. Consider it almost an investment. That would be the best case scenario if we can get Sarr at 3. Klingon would be a fun option too if we don't move anywhere. But I kind of see something happening come draft night. I think Raphael Stone is going to be cooking. Like I said, I feel like people at times have been hating on him through the rebuild, but there's no reason why the Rockets can't win 46 games next year, which is not something crazy. We went 500 this year. We're staying pat. Hopefully we don't make any crazy moves for Paul George or Brandon Ingram of all people, because that's just shooting yourself in the foot right there. Rob Dillingham, be a rock. Come to Papa, be a Rocket. Reed Shepherd as well, of course. Yeah. Like I said on Summit, he was very underutilized in college in a way. He came off the bench. He averaged, I think,
very Kentucky.
18. Aspect. It was very strange, but the guy shoots 52% from 3, only on 150 something attempts throughout a 40 or 50 game season, which is fine. 40 game season. That's about 4 shots a game. That's enough. That's enough. What's the term? Flow and practice in the games. And I'd be happy with Reed Shepherd, Klingon, Sarr. But what I feel eventually is going to happen is going to be some form of a trade down. Hopefully, I don't know if it's with Memphis. I don't know if it's down to Charlotte. Charlotte might want Klingon. The streets are saying. Some are saying. And as I look more and more into these mocks, again, nothing is in front of me. No pen, no pad, no paper. I'm just shooting from the hip. But I've been seeing Castle in a lot more top 3s recently. And if Castle can be at number 2 or even San Antonio at number 4, I feel like that just opens up the floodgates for a lot of Rockets movement, discourse, whatever you want to call it. The Rockets can really capitalize if some teams 4 through, let's say, 8, maybe don't pick the right guy in the moment, the best guy available, but pick more so a right guy for them, like Klingon being a Hornet or Castle being a Spur, etc.
Did you see the rumor that Memphis was trying to trade 9 and Marcus Smart for 3 to the Rockets?
And I hate that. I hate it.
Yeah, that seems like the worst fucking move that you could do, because you already have that in Dylan Brooks. Essentially, he's not a point guard, but it's the same player. Like, will shoot 3s, could make 3s, could also miss every one of them. Like, Dylan Brooks was very good from 3 for like the first half of the season, then he kind of fell off maybe the last quarter of the season. Right. And that was kind of a shock to everyone. They're like, oh shit, he's making like 41, 42% of his 3s like all the time. Like, he's just making 3s. And then all of a sudden he just stopped. And then obviously we know what happened the rest of the season until the comeback up in March. And I feel like Marcus Smart is like the same thing as a point guard. He's like, you're probably not going to enhance your offense, but could maybe sometimes. And like, if he's consistent, obviously he's really good, but he's good at defense. And I don't know, but wouldn't you rather have like literally anyone else running the offense than Marcus Smart at this point? Like, you already have Fred VanVleet, and we saw how that went last season. And it's like, it's not great, but it's fine. It'll do for what this version of the Rockets is right now. If you're swapping Fred VanVleet for Marcus Smart, maybe. I don't know. It's an Ime thing. I think Ime just
sounds even worse.
I think Ime just wants him.
Yeah, that has to be.
I think he's just got the dog, and Ime's like, yeah, I like that guy. He's mean. I like him.
Yes.
Get him on my team. I don't know. I just found that very interesting. And most Rockets fans were like, yeah, no, we're good because if you trade Dylan Brooks in that back to Memphis and get an extra pick +9 and Marcus Smart, you're like, you just lost size and gained another point guard when you didn't necessarily need another point guard. Really, you already have enough ball handlers. You don't need Marcus Smart. So I don't know. Thought that was interesting. The Rockets are in an interesting position. It feels like 2022, kind of leading into the draft. Everyone's like, "Oh, Sarr is the guy. He's number one." Jabari Smith Jr. He's the guy. He's number one. All of a sudden, Jabari goes 3. Maybe we have another moment like that. Sarr goes to 3, goes to 4. Something crazy happens. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have no idea. I
Paolo.
haven't paid attention to anything. Like, I don't know anything about any of these players. All I know is it's like one of the worst drafts that we had in recent memory.
Definitely. This is a 2013 draft written all over it. I feel like if the 2013 draft didn't have Giannis, probably be the worst of all time, maybe outside of 2000. I think that was the Olo Candy year.
Oh, brother.
Yeah. Oof, bad stuff. The Rockets being able to have almost the world at their fingertips right now because nobody expected them to have the number 3 pick. If we can be in a situation, this is an ideal trade back scenario. Maybe you don't directly get a player and you get a lottery team who wants Klingon at 3, and we say, okay, give us your 8 or your 9 or your 10 and give us a first round next year so we can be even more in the running for Cooper Flag. I mean, it's not insanely far-fetched because, it is a weak draft, right? But some people just want their guys, and if they want their guys, there's got to be a price to it. So maybe we can squeeze a 2025 pick out of a team without getting a player back, and I'd be okay with that. Let's say we get a 10, 11, 8, 9, whatever, and we end up getting, even another lottery pick. We'd have 2 for next year, a swap right plus an outright pick. And I think that would be
could also help scenario. If the Rockets are like good at the deadline. You just have an extra pick to throw around. That's a potential lottery pick. You can go get a guy that you need to help form your team and fill a hole or whatever it is. Like,
there you go.
You also have that option if that's what the Rockets end up doing.
Look at you being optimistic about our guys. Thank you.
Like we saw a great month of March, and I understand that like the teams that y'all were playing weren't incredible, but you did beat OKC a couple of times. I think you beat another top team. I can't remember who it was.
Yeah.
He did lose to the Dallas Mavericks, and that started the downfall. But
yes.
It just shot a layup from 3-point line on Jabari Smith Jr. It was incredible.
Yes.
People don't forget. Yeah, but like you had a really good month, and you started the season off like you went 3-3, 3-3, 6-6, whatever it was. Like you just kept going, 3-game losing streak, 3-game win streak. So you're just staying around 500. If you can just be a little bit over 500, that like gets you into the play-in in the West. Like if you're 2 games over 500, you're probably in the play-in.
Yeah,
that's how tough the West is. The problem is Memphis is going to come back. OKC is going to be better. Minnesota's probably going to be the same, if not better. Dallas, same thing. Clippers just probably get worse, but still like have superstars, so like they should be fine. Denver's going to be right there. The West is stacked, but you got the Lakers kind of falling down. The Warriors definitely have fallen down. The Kings, maybe they just stink and they had a good year. The light the beam thing was good for them. Whatever.
That was fun.
So yeah, sure. I don't care. Fuck the Kings, but I just don't like Sabonis. I don't know what it is. I think it's his face. I don't like him.
Şengün Beta.
I just don't like him. But yeah, there's potential for the Rockets making it into the play-in or even the top 6 and securing a spot. I don't know. They have a good coach. They have good defense, and we saw that defense mattered this season, and offense didn't matter as much. Like Minnesota getting the 2 or 3 seed, like best defense and the 16th or 17th best offense. So if you could just be average on offense with incredible defense, maybe the Rockets do it. They have the athleticism.
That's the Ime Udoka recipe, baby.
They've got it. They have potential to do it. I don't know. Yeah. We'll see. And then the who was trying to trade for Alperen Şengün? Was that the Pelicans for Brandon Ingram?
The Pelicans offered Brandon Ingram.
That was funny.
I said on Summit it would take God to come down, rewire our brains, some form of supernatural event, if you don't believe in God, anything, in order to ruin our perception of our pretty much best player right now, and able to get him gone to New Orleans. God, you're trading a guy you're attempting to trade for a guy on a rookie contract. This has Halliburton just written all over it. It's like, why would you do that?
For a guy
Şengün is going to be so much better next year and years following.
And Brandon Ingram's about to get he needs an extension. Like, it's not like he's on his first deal. He's on his like next deal that's going to be bigger than what he's already making. Like, that's the dumbest thing
You're
ever.
getting a Brandon Ingram rental, essentially.
Sounds
for Alperen Şengün.
And it makes your team worse. Like, Brandon Ingram's offense is worse than Alperen Şengün's, which is incredible. Good for Şengün. But yeah. So the draft, I don't know. It's weird. I'll watch Wednesday night, I guess. Like, I don't have anything else to do. So I'll be tuned in, and then we'll come back Thursday or Friday, talk about the draft, and then I guess the next week we'll have to, or maybe we'll just do a free agency preview with the draft to review. I don't know. Just knock them out both. That way kind of see what's going on July 1st, right? Is that when people are free agents, July 1st?
Yeah, I think so.
See, I'm all the way out, dude. I don't know anymore. I don't know. Watching team in the finals, and I'm like, I'll see y'all in October. It doesn't matter. Time is a flat circle. Life isn't real. So, teams lose in the finals. That's fine. It's fine. Right. I'm fine. I'm in the deep south. I'm gonna have some fun.
That's right.
Gonna have some fun. I'm golfing today. I'm going this afternoon. I'm gonna do it.
It's go golf, season, man. Go hit under 100. Go play your best.
It's the off season. There's a lot of water at this course. I'm a little nervous. I haven't played it before. So, it's going to be great, though. So the Rockets, they've got number 3 pick. We'll see what happens with them and the rest of the draft on Wednesday night. We'll be back later this week to review the draft, see where Bronny James goes, because that's going to be the highlight of the draft no matter what happens and what trades happen and what superstar gets traded during the draft. Like, all of that happens, and then Bronny James just gets picked 56th, like the third to last pick of the draft. And everyone's like, oh, Bronny James. Is LeBron going to go there? They're not a package deal. He already said it. They're not.
Nope.
But they could be in Dallas. I don't know. I'm just saying. 58th pick. It's fine. Last pick of the draft.
Brother.
Yeah. It's going to be rough. It's going to be a rough offseason.
Dog days.
We literally have 2 weeks of content, and then it's just like, I guess we have the Olympics at the end of July.
We'll be okay. No. We've already talked this on air, off air. We'll be okay. It's fine.
We did. It's going to be fine. Everything's fine. Haven't watched Astros baseball. Just won't do it yet. Maybe next week. Probably not. Yeah. Maybe after All-Star game.
There you go.
I'll think about it then.
We're 3 games under 500. We're crawling our way back, folks.
I might dial in then. We'll see what happens. But Josh, thank you for joining me and walking me through the draft process, because I have not paid attention to any of it. So I hope that helped you, the viewer and the listener. Check us out on YouTube at Apollo HOU. Hit that subscribe button. And if you listen to us on Apple, Spotify, or any other platform, hit that subscribe button, follow button, whatever it may be. Give us a like, give us a review, all the good things. This has been Zero Gravity, Apollo Media's NBA podcast, brought to you by Big City Wings, Houston's Wing Joint, Apollo's Wing Joint. Go check them out today if you're in the Houston area. And go check out Prize Picks. It's a daily fantasy app where you hit more or less on every stat, basically, of every player, every night, every game, every day. They even do PGA and MMA and F1 and NASCAR. They got all the sports on there. So Prize Picks is great. Use code Apollo when you sign up. You get up to $100 matched on your first deposit. So if you put in $100, they'll give you $100 free. So shout out to Prize Picks. Use code Apollo. Shout out to Big City Wings. Shout out to Josh for being smart on the NBA draft. And shout out to you, the listener. Thank you for listening to Zero Gravity, Apollo Media's NBA podcast.